One thing that myself and Sam might agree on, you see in modern day football, you see journalists, you see people coming out saying people are much fitter now, it's harder to play. Well, I disagree. I totally disagree, because the human body, if it can run 13k, it can run 13k. If it can do 90 sprints in a game, it can do 90 sprints. If it can run 20 miles an hour, it can run 20 miles an hour. And if you're looking at our day, look at the Bolton sides, look at the Man United sides, look at the Chelsea sides, look at Bradford, look at Aston Villa. The strength in depth was greater then, and with all the sports science now and the way people conduct themselves and eat, you would say it should be easier. But in our day, I was on team buses where people would be drinking 10 pints after the game, and if they'd have lived their lives like the modern day professional day, I would think that they could have been even fitter back then. Because I'm not having it, Sam, that teams are now fitter and it's a better standard of football. Look at that Bolton side.
It's not a better standard of football.
I disagree. I agree with you.
No, it's not a better standard
of
football, Robbie. You're right there. And I think that in the early 2000s, which is where we're talking about, I think the squads were better in strength and depth.
Totally agree.
Because the clubs could afford it. Nowadays, you're going to pay 150 million. I mean, look at Manchester United strikers.
Yeah.
In
the time.
They had 4.
Yeah.
Not one.
Cole,
not
York,
one.
Solskjaer.
Yeah. I mean, Man United had 1 striker.
Yeah.
Have they got a striker? I'm not so sure. Man City had 1.
Well, Man City, they were miles off.
Yeah, but they're a great team. But
that was 3 points.
Yeah, Man City had to play with no striker for a year because they didn't have one.
Still won the league.
And still won the league. But this false number 9 rubbish came in, didn't it? You know what I mean? So that the squads then, there was York, Cole, Sheringham, Solskjaer.
Arsenal's team.
You know what
Chelsea.
I mean? Chelsea.
Look at your team. Villa,
Yeah.
Bradford, Colin Morgan Saunders.
Nelka, Kevin Davis in the end.
Is there less good strikers in world football at the minute?
Much less strikers now. Much less than ever before. Who did Tottenham have? Harry Kane, who else? You know what I mean? So it's because of the cost. The cost factor means that, an Harry Kane's 100 million or they just can't keep the sort of squads that we kept in the.
But does it annoy you, Sam, when you hear people saying like it's much quicker now, it's better standard? I look at that Arsenal side. Listen, the only difference now, I think, in the Premier League is how Man City have improved massively. Yeah. Other than that, Liverpool were unbelievable, Chelsea unbelievable, Man United, Arsenal, Spurs good. Yeah. The only difference is Man City, because they were. Listen, let's be fair. They were. If you played Man City, you'd fancy it. Yeah. You think we're going to win. No, it's true now.
I know.
But
I was
where
there.
They've come from. Listen, I'm a fan of Man City. Listen, what they've done to the area, I think they're great. Listen, Pep's transformed the way not just Premier League teams play, but grassroots team, how they want to play out from the back. Whether you think that's a good or bad thing, I think it's a good thing. But that's the only difference, how much Man City have improved.
Well, in them days when Kevin was manager, he resigned after our game when we beat him because he said our bench was stronger than theirs.
Really?
And he walked away. So
wow.
That showed us where we were going and how what sort of squad we were building, with these international players that would come and play in the Premier League at that particular time. But yes, I agree with you from that point of view, the football. And of course, now we're into, it's why this programme's called Tippy Tappy, because now we're into everybody playing the same way. So bad for the Premier League, so bad for football, just everybody playing the same way. Because it's just, we just can't sustain that because it's not good for entertainment value.
Yeah.
So that's my problem. Entertainment is what we're, as a manager, you're told by your board, stay in the Premier League first and foremost. If you're at Bolton, stay in the Premier League at all costs first. Yeah. Then 3 years on, are you going to get into Europe again? We can get into Europe again because we were building something sustainable. And but most of the time it's whatever you do, stay in the Premier League, or whatever you need to stay in there because of that.